kids, welcome to lesson 13. Let's get started by going over the homework now, shall we? Okay, so get out your phonics books and let's go. All right, so for this one, you just trace the words while you say them. Bed, red, wed, Ted, pet, net, vet. Make sure you hit that V sound, vet, and wet. Okay, it should look more or less like that. All right, next, we should circle this one, red, and which other one has ED? This is wet and wed. So the one that has ED in it is wed. And this is et. So which one is this? Right, vet. This one is this? Right, pet. Does pet have et at the end? Yes, it does. So we circle pet. And what's this? Right, bed. Does bed have et at the end? Et? Et? Bed? Et? No, so we don't circle it. And which one is Ted? This guy is Ted. And so we write Ted. How do we spell Ted? T E D. And what about this one? What's that? Right, that's wed. So we draw a line there. And how do we spell wed? Right, W E D. And then that means that this one is net. And how do we spell net? Right, N E T. Very good. Okay. Now for this next one, what's this guy? Vet, right? V-E-T, vet, V-E-T, vet. What about this one? Right, it's red. R-E-D, red, R-E-D, red. What about this one? Right, that's bed, B-E-D, bed, B-E-D, bed. What about this one? Right, that's pet, P-E-T, pet, P-E-T, pet. And what about this one? Right, that's wed, W-E-D, wed, W-E-D, wed. And what about this one? Right, that's wet. W-E-T, wet. W-E-T, wet. And for this next one, you know the drill. Just, you should write W-I-T-H many times. You should write that, W-I-T-H. And then what's this one? Right, Okay, very good. Now, let's move on, shall we? Let's review the vocabulary. What's this? Right, bike, bike, bike. What's this? Right, balloon, balloon, balloon. What's this? Right, doll, doll, doll. What's this? Right. Train, train, train. What's this? Right. Teddy bear, teddy bear, teddy bear. What's this? Right. Robot, robot, robot. What's this? Right. Orange, orange, orange. What's this? Right. Pink, pink, pink. What's this? Right. Brown, brown, brown. What's this? Right. Black, black, black. What's this? Correct. White, white, white. Okay. Next, get out your conversation book, this one, your pink conversation book, and turn to page 1. You can look at these pictures of the 4 different greetings, and let's go over them, okay? So the first one is good morning. Repeat after me. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Very good. So when do we say good morning? Well, we say good morning in the morning. It's like saying Sawadi Ton Chao in Thai. See, as you can see from this picture, you'd say it at starting at about 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. When the sun is still rising, it's early in the morning, you just woke up out of bed. Basically, any time before 10 o'clock is when you would say good morning. Okay, next, good afternoon. Repeat after me. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Right. And good afternoon is a greeting that you use from 12 o'clock until about 5. When it's light outside, when it's hot, that's when you say good afternoon. Next, good evening. Repeat after me. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. And you say good evening from about 5 o'clock to about whenever you're going to go to bed. So from about 8 or 9. So from 5 to 9 is when you say good evening. As you can see, the sun is setting here. So that's why I chose this picture to show that it's evening. So you'd say good evening when you're greeting someone, whether you're saying goodbye or hello, in the evening, which is the time from 5 to 9 or 8 about. Okay, and then good night is what you say when you're right about to go to bed. So repeat after me. Good night. Good night. Good night. You say good night at night. Okay. So now hi is just something you can say to someone when you want to say hello to them. It's just like saying Sawadi krap. Hi. So repeat after me. Hi. 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 You can also say hello, which means basically the same thing. Hello. 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 And hello, it's just the same as hi, honestly. Say hi, say hello. Hello, hi is a bit informal, but it's fine. So you can just say hello or hi. And the last one, goodbye. You probably already know this. Goodbye when you're leaving. So if I was going to leave, I'd be like, goodbye. Goodbye. Just kidding. I'm not really leaving. Okay, so let's go over those again. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good evening. Good night. Good night. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hello. Goodbye. Goodbye. Okay, so let's do some reinforcement of the concept. Okay, so what do you think that she is saying here? Do you think she's saying hello or goodbye? Note that they're walking towards each other, not away. Who thinks hello? Who thinks goodbye? The correct answer is hello. All right, what do you think she's saying here? Good night or good morning? Take a note of this. Who thinks good night? Who thinks good morning? Good night is correct. What do you think he's saying here? Do you think he's saying good morning or good evening? Look at what time it is. It's 8 o'clock. And look at how the weather looks like it when it's outside. Who thinks good morning? Who thinks good evening? Correct answer is good morning. Because as you can see, it's 8 o'clock and it's not night, it's daytime. So that means it's in the morning. So good morning. What do you think she's saying here? Good afternoon or good night? Who thinks good afternoon? Who thinks good night? Good afternoon is correct. It can't be good night because it's light outside. And what do you think? What do you think this guy is saying? It's 5 o'clock, but a restaurant wouldn't be open early in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. So what do you think it is? Good morning or good evening? Who thinks good morning? Who thinks good evening? Good evening is correct. All right. And what do you think the teacher is saying to the students here? Do you think she's saying hi or goodbye? Who thinks hi? Who thinks goodbye? Correct answer is goodbye, because as you can see here, they're leaving, they're going away. So the teacher would say goodbye. Okay, so now you need to order them. So the first is happening from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. What do you think it is? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night? Correct answer is good morning. All right, what comes next? What comes next after good morning? Good afternoon, good night, or good evening? What would you say from noon to 5 p.m.? You would say good afternoon. And what comes next? From 5 o'clock to when you go to bed? Right. It's good evening. And then what comes after that? At the end of the day, the last thing you do before you go to bed? Right. It's good night. Very good. Good job, you guys. All right. Now, turn to page 2 of your book, and for your homework, I want you to please just write out good morning several different times. Fill up the line with good morning. You don't really need to write it in Thai. You don't have to write Sawasdee Tan Chao. You can just write good morning in all across the line. So please do this in your book. Practice the writing. Okay. Same with good afternoon. You don't need to write the Thai part. Just write it in English. Good afternoon, etc. Okay. Now page 3 in your book, you'll see different pictures. And unfortunately, where you have to map these pictures to is on page 4. It's kind of hard. So just map the picture, the correct picture, to the correct expression of good afternoon, good night, good evening, good morning, and goodbye. Okay? So here I've put them both together, and I would like you to pause the video and do them and map one onto the other, okay? And then when you are done, we can go over the answers. Okay? Are you done? All right, let's go over them. So, which of these pictures shows good afternoon? Right, it's picture number 3. Number 3, because it's 2 o'clock here, so it's number 3. All right, which one shows good night? Well, that one's easy. The guy's sleeping, so it's number 5. Which one shows good evening? Well, it's number 4 because it's 7 o'clock at night, but he's not in bed yet. He's going to do some eating, so it's number 4. Good morning? When do you say good morning? Right, when you just woke up, so it's number 2. And that leaves number 1 for goodbye. Okay, kids, good job. Thank you very much for doing that, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.